Hey out there, folks. It's Dave here from Dave Station VR, and I'm taking some time on my lunch break today to check out Evasion for PSVR. So let's hop into it. I'm going to play some campaign here, create a game, and I've played through the whole thing, so I'm not going to start at the beginning, though. I'm going to do, like, let's start at Chapter 2, I guess. Hey, not so lonely gamer, I'm doing pretty good. Hey, Brownie. Alright, let me pick my class real quick. So you can see there's 4 different classes to choose from. I usually play the Warden. Hey, what's up, AWOL? Usually play as the Warden because he's got a big shield, tons of HP, and can blow shit up. And that move's pretty cool too. Hey, how's it going, everybody? So you may notice I'm playing with the DualShock 4, and I'll explain that, because this game has aim support, and it's immersive, like, you know, it's whatever, it works. But it requires you to pull the R2, which is the trigger, every time you want to shoot, like an individual bullet, like this. Which, in a bullet hell, it takes a toll on you. So, like, pulling the trigger on the aim is, like, just tiring after a while. So the DualShock 4 tracks really well, but the button press is way easier, and you don't get tired out as much. Alright, let's do this thing. The classes matter more when you're playing co-op, and actually I might end up playing co-op if somebody hops on right now and is playing online, because it's an open lobby. But
communication with the colonists.
Hello, someone there?
Hello, I am Adele, a deep learning entity that provides...
Not another damned AI.
I have been
so you can see it's got kind of a Farpoint vibe, obviously, sandy desert planet.
My name's Carl Dyson. I'm the mine supervisor. At least I was till these robo-bugs started dropping out of the sky. They got us pinned down in the mine.
I will direct my team to head there immediately.
First, you gotta head to the quad. The Optera have done something to our drilling rigs. They're running so hot they're setting off quakes.
Alright, let's do this thing.
Proceed to the main quad.
So there's 9 missions in the campaign total. Oh, good timing on the question. Yeah, there's 9 missions. I think it'd probably take you about 2 to 3 hours to beat it, depending on how many times you die.
What did they send? A couple battalions, some air support?
Got 'em.
How many soldiers are we talking about here?
One.
Not too bad, although you can tell they had to make some sacrifices for the PSVR version, because, like, on other platforms, there's, like, destructible environments that look really cool. And they sort of have them here, but they don't really happen very often, and it's really limited. So I feel like they had to take out some stuff for the PSVR version. But it runs smooth. It looks pretty good, honestly. It's kind of arcadey. You know, you see the same enemies over and over again, but in different patterns and stuff. Oh, these guys can be annoying. I swear I saw some guys floating around in the air up there. Oh, get out of here. Yeah, it definitely has a Farpoint vibe to it. Alright, so sometimes you pick up things that give you like a healing circle. That's what I'm standing in right now. That move I'm using is my L2, which is like the electric lash, they call it. It's pretty cool. Depending on what class you are, it has different effects. This one like pulls guys in and they blow up. So now I've got full power too, so I can do my surge attack, which I'll show you guys in a second. Maybe I'll save it for a boss or something. There's a boss on the stage. Bam. See, that was the destructible environment. There's one little rock over here. And when I shot it originally, when the guy was standing behind it as cover, it didn't do anything. Hey, Borg Dog. No, not at the moment. Can't do it while I'm playing.
Detecting a large enemy presence ahead. If you engage in pre-combat rituals like praying or chanting, now is the time.
Ooh, that blew up too. So, I said it's a bullet hell. It's very arcadey. You can see that, like, these enemies don't really have AI, they just sort of follow patterns. This is like Galaga type stuff. But it's cool once you get the hang of it, once you know what you're doing. If you're expecting like full-on kind of far pointy where they have AI and they hide behind cover and sort of shit like that, that's not going to happen. These guys just pop their heads up and down pretty much and fly in circles. But it can get pretty hectic. This feels easy now that I've beaten the game. Maybe I'll hop to a later stage after this one.
It appears that the Optera have installed defensive emplacements.
Hey, Daniel the Shrimp Cat.
Carefully.
You're mine. Yep. Once you get the hang of the lash mechanic, it's pretty satisfying. Just like hit one guy, pull him into a group of guys, blow them all up. It works.
By a security gate. I cannot disable it remotely.
Oop.
You get your hands on
Stop
some
shooting me.
Optera tech, you can trick that gate into thinking you're one of them.
Thank you.
Oh, was I hurt? Fuck, I am hurt. Oh god, I'm hurt! I didn't even realize. Okay, we got a healing circle. We're fine, we're fine. Who was shooting me? That guy. Alright, I'll be fine as long as I stay in the circle. As soon as I was saying how easy it was, I start getting shot. This guy is pissing me off. Back up, back up. Son of a bitch. No. Got guys up in the air too? Jeez. I really need to get this one up top. Come on, get out of here. You're mine. Hey, what's up, Paul? Alright, we're looking good now. Uh-oh. Taking way more damage than I should be here. Alright, so we gotta grab this thing and carry it over to the gate.
What is that thing?
It appears
Yeah, I'm having a good time. When I first started playing it, I was expecting something different than what it is, so I didn't have as good of a time at the very beginning. But once you figure out it's kind of like an arcadey, shoot-'em-up game, then it's pretty fun. It's good for what it is. It might be a little expensive for some people at launch, but you can play through the whole thing online, which is pretty fun.
Nice work. Main quad should be up ahead.
The drilling rigs appear infected by nematodes.
Nema what?
The Optera use nematodes to hide.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can see that
However,
happening, depending on expectations. Like, and also, I have a personal interest in like shoot-'em-up bullet hell games. Like, I've always liked these kind of games in arcades, and on Dreamcast and all kinds of stuff. So, when I realized that's what it was, then I was like, oh, okay, I like that. You start getting crazy bullet patterns and like guys flying around in the air. Oh. Oh, come on. Get one of them. The mechanics are poor, you say?
The Optera have engaged shields. Your weapons
All right,
will
Paul,
be
embargo's
ineffective.
up. Give me your review here in the chat.
For grounding plates. We use
I want to hear the whole thing.
energy fields. Should work against the Optera.
Here's what I would recommend. If after watching this it seems like something you're going to be into, then probably just go ahead and pre-order it and get the 20% off. If it looks like something you're on the fence about, then wait. And and see for a sale, or just, I don't know. 4 out of 10, whoa, shit, maybe don't pre-order it. Paul says 4 out of 10, I don't know. I'm working on my full review, which I'm going to have later today on the channel. So, I'm not sure about my final thoughts yet. I do like the different patterns of bullets here. Like, these ones are bouncing, these ones are coming straight on. Oh, it's certainly not a slam dunk, Kev. I mean, I ended up having a good time with it once I got over some initial stuff that I didn't like very much. Or just, I wasn't having that much fun at the very beginning. But then once I settled into it, I started liking it. Especially the later stages, I enjoyed. Come on, you son of a bitch. I mean, it's always more fun in co-op. I played a little bit of co-op. I'd like to try some more before I finish my review up. I'm not a huge fan of the soundtrack. It feels like really cheesy, like chug metal, like doesn't really distinguish itself. Hey, God Cannon. Get out of here with all that. Yeah, right.
All rigs destroyed. Clear the area while I send for an extraction.
I think if you set your expectations accordingly, like, this is gonna be an arcade game. It's basically an arcade game. It's not a full-on sci-fi first-person shooter campaign like Farpoint. You know, it's the same few enemies going in circles in different patterns, and it gets hard sometimes, and you might die. You have continues, and you power up your gun and shit, so, like, I don't know. It's got very arcade-style mechanics, and if you know that's what it is, then it's not that bad. I'm having a good time with it. It can get pretty hectic. I will say there was a learning curve on how to hit these guys in the air. And for a while it was just like, you fuckers, stop spinning like that, I'm tired of it. Oh, no, get out of here, get out of here. You two. Ain't got time for all these roly boys. Okay, sometimes they just spawn out of nowhere. Yeah, no, I would say it's actually kind of comparable to Unearthing Mars 2. It's not on rails, but otherwise it's definitely an arcade shooter. I actually like this better because the enemies don't feel as bullet spongy, and you have, like, I like the pull mechanic. Oh, whoa, you came out of nowhere. Alright, who else is shooting me? Come on. You guys are all that's left. Hey Chris, it's pretty fun if you set your expectations right, is what I keep saying. It's like an arcade shoot 'em up.
Now that the area is secure, I will dispatch my...
Oh, I should choose a different level actually. I want to go to one of the later ones once it gets really hard so you guys can see the bullet hell coming to full effect.
So it looks like the Optera did an end run around you. They attacked your forward operating base and jammed your comms. That's why
maybe
you
I'll play
can't
this one
reach
first, and
Mabel.
then I'll hop into it later.
I'll do my best to help you take it back. I ain't no super smart do anything AI, but I'll give
So
it
there's
my
different
all.
classes, and basically each class has a few different things.
Crap, they must have seen your pods landing.
You've got a
Take 'em
charge-up
out,
shot,
or
which is
take
this
'em
thing here.
down. You know
And then
what
you've
I
got your
mean.
standard tap, which is, for this guy, a shotgun. And then each class also has its own, like, lash, which is the L2, where you grab a guy who's close to death. It's sort of like the glory kill in Doom is what it reminds me of. And you can do some kind of special thing to him, like this. Bam! And in single player, the classes don't seem to matter as much. It's sort of like a preference. I like this one because it's just like a guy with a lot of HP, a big shield, and he does a ton of damage. So that's a pretty good combo for single player. But I don't have anyone I need to support. So in that case, you know, you can be a medic or an engineer, or kind of more support-based classes.
I can short out that gate if you connect your tether thing.
Yeah, I kind of, the environment just sort of fell into the background for me. I was, at the beginning, like, oh, geez, this is just Farpoint over and over again. But, yeah, that's pretty much true. They don't change a whole lot. I'm not using the aim right now, but it does have aim support. What I was saying earlier is the reason I'm not using the aim, every time you shoot, it's an individual button press. So, like, in most games with the aim, you just hold the button down and you can go jigga 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 jigga. That's what you're used to, and it's not that hard on your finger. But in this game, you got to hit it every time, and when you're pulling a trigger, that gets really tiring. So I'm actually playing with the DualShock 4 with the light bar tracking. Get out of here. Oh, there was one of those destructible environments. Yeah, I feel like they should add a separate shooting mode for aim, because there's like some unused buttons that you could use for a charge-up shot, and then just make it so you hold down to fire your regular shot. I'm having a decent time, but there are a lot of things that I can see that might be disappointing to people who are expecting like a full-on first-person shooter sci-fi campaign. As I keep saying, it's pretty much an arcade game. Just if you go into that mindset and you don't expect a whole lot out of like the enemy variation or the level design or the story or anything, then yeah, I mean, it can be pretty fun. It's one of those it is what it is sort of things. And I didn't like it until I settled into that. But now I do. Oh jeez. But I'm still working out my final thoughts. I'm putting together a review later today. So, you know, if you want to know what I think, let me think about it a little more and come back this evening, and I should have a review up. Oh god, that guy spawned right inside me. That son of a bitch. Hey, Killatrix, how's it going, man? Good games, good games. I've played through a little bit of the campaign in co-op, just like a couple stages, and then I've beaten it in single player. I haven't done much of the survival modes yet, although I don't really like survival modes, so I probably won't play it very much, but... Oh, oh. Come on. Oh, I thought I had him. Oh, I'm aiming too high. There we go. Oh yeah, no, I can't wait for Home Sweet Home, man. Home Sweet Home looks awesome. It got delayed, I think, though. It was supposed to be the 9th, tomorrow, but it's the 16th now. So the reason the aim is different is that even though they have the same buttons, the amount of force required to pull the trigger on the aim is way, way different than it is to just press an R2 button. So think about that for a minute. When you're tapping R2 in a game, you can just tap R2 all day long and it would never hurt your finger. Imagine if every time you fired a single bullet in Farpoint or Firewall, you had to do an individual button press with the trigger. It's tiring, and it feels like you're going to wear your controller out. So they have the same buttons, but that's why I'm playing with this one instead.
Okay, we're in. I'll try to raise Mabel while you take out the Optera.
I wonder if we've got a boss fight in this stage. I feel like it's about time for a boss fight here. I mean, the co-op seems to work pretty well. You just kind of like hop into a lobby and then people can join you as you go, or you can do like a private match where you invite people. Jeez, stop shooting at me. I need some cover. Oh, I hear these fuckers. Got one. Got two. Hey, Duran fan. Alright, is that all of them? Is there like one guy sitting around somewhere? Oh, these guys. Okay, so you can see one of them is protecting the other one, so you gotta kind of switch off which one you're shooting at. Oh yeah, the Astrobot DualShock 4 would be incredible. Who's trying to kill me? Get out of here. No time for rolly boys. Jeez, I'm getting shot from everywhere. Change up my strategy here. I'm leaving my backside exposed. No, it's not out already. Oh, I should have mentioned, sorry guys, the developers sent me a code of this, obviously, because it's out tomorrow. So, it's a review copy. Thank you to the developers for sending this to me. Like I said, I'm going to have a full review up later today, hopefully. Hey, Bernard Baker. Alright, come on. Who is shooting me from back there? You son of a gun. So, guys, who keep asking me, I know you want the full scoop, you know, is this worth the money? But I'm still putting my thoughts together for the final review, and I don't really want to tell you to buy it or not, because, you know, it's a decent amount of money, and like I said, it is very arcadey, and if it's not what you're into, I do have a cover system, I'm just not using it. I mean, there's cover all over the place. I just want to run. That's what I feel like doing. Anyways, what I was saying is, I think it's different from what people were expecting. It's certainly different from what I was expecting. And at first, that didn't sit well with me. And then once I started figuring it out and, you know, what I should expect from it, what it is, you know, then I started to like it, once I kind of lowered my expectations. So, you know, it's hard to make a definitive, just off the top of the head kind of answer there. But
damn,
give me some time.
Hurry. That place was crawling with bugs.
I would say, just for now, if you're into the idea of like an arcadey bullet hell shooter and you're not going to be like, oh, the environments don't change enough, or there's not a good enough storyline, or whatever, then, you know, you might have a good time with it. You want to play with your friend online and shoot waves of enemies spinning around like Galaga in the air with some cool weapons and special moves and stuff. I actually really liked Doom. I hated Arizona Sunshine, though. I do not have any love for Arizona Sunshine, I'll tell you that. This guy's blowing up his own cover over there.
The survivors are inside the hangar. Use your tether to force the door.
No, there's no gun where you can hold down the trigger and it fires continuously, because the system is you hold to charge up, and the charge shot is always different from your standard shot. So, yeah, they wouldn't be able to do that with the way it's set up. So as compared to Blasters of the Universe, it's got a very similar feeling in the later levels when it gets pretty hard. And you've got lots of overlapping bullet patterns, and, you know, some are bouncing at you, they throw bombs. I'm going to play a later one, actually, to show you guys what that's like here in just a sec. You know what? Screw it. I don't care about progress. I've played all these stages before. So let me play a real hard one. I'll show you guys what that looks like. But yeah, it's not as much, you know, Blasters of the Universe was about physically dodging all over the place with your body. This one you can run and strafe, and so it's more of a standard first-person shooter version of a bullet hell. That's how I would compare it to Blasters. Alright, campaign, create a game. Let's see. We'll try this one. Probably gonna get my ass handed to me. So I'll just show off a couple of the classes here real quick so you can see what they're like. There's 9 stages in total. So this one, when you tap, it fires a couple times, like a bum bum, bum bum, you can see. And everybody's got their own little lash attack. This guy has just like a poop poop pew 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 pew.
Use special homing ammo. Engineers are experts at harnessing energy. They shape it into charges, use it to overload enemy systems, and funnel it to trigger a chain reaction that can...
Well, the main thing is the lash attack is different, and the guns are a little bit different, but the size of your shield changes quite a lot. I'm sure he did. I'm curious to look at it afterwards. See, the Warden here has a really big shield, whereas this guy has a smaller one. They have all kinds of different shapes. Alright, so what stage are we going to pick here? Oh, I already picked it. So that would be the lobby where, you know, if you're joining somebody or inviting somebody, you know, you'll see them walking around in there. And the animations of the other characters actually look pretty good in co-op.
That is the Widow, the Optera's main command and control unit. She has taken control of Cratertown, the Chlorogen refinery, and has extended her shields.
I don't know if this is the one that I thought it was. There's one that's like dark and seemed like it was like underground or something.
We must destroy the rings. Perhaps in doing so, we will locate Mr. Dyson and the rest of the survivors. It appears as though
yeah, this is not the stage I thought it was, but it should be hard.
It is probable that they have deployed countermeasures. Be on alert.
Oop, I already got bouncy bullets coming. Somebody's shooting me in the ass. Where am I getting shot from?
Still no response from Mr. Dyson. I will keep trying to raise him on comms.
Yeah, this is one of those games that it's hard to know what to say about. Because, like, you know, if I had paid $40 for it, I would probably feel differently about, like, what's here. So I feel like maybe you should wait for a sale, honestly. I don't know. I'm still figuring out how I feel about it. Oh, jeez, I'm pretty hurt. I'm getting hurt pretty bad. Give me help, give me help, give me help! Yes, that's health. Nope, 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 nope. Stop that. You stop that. More health. I'll take it. Yes, 75% of the current price. That would be nice. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna drink some coffee here real quick. Thanks for watching, by the way, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. Oh, what did I do? Oh, son of a bitch. I didn't mean to do that. Alright, well, that wasn't the stage I thought it was anyways, so let's try a different one. I think this is the one I'm thinking of. No, it's not. Never mind. Oh well. It's all good. Yeah, I think repetition is going to be an issue for a lot of people. Like I said, I sort of... No, it's not as good, it's not as good as Farpoint. Once I thought of it as an arcade game, I was like, Galaga reused enemies. Nobody got pissed about that. Like, that's what they're going for. It's a classic shoot 'em up, somehow, you know, placed into a first-person shooter in VR. That's what they were going for. And I don't know if that came through exactly. I mean, the marketing, they did call it a bullet hell. So it's kind of like, sort of gave us what they said they were going to. But at this price point, people sort of expect a certain level of depth and kind of stuff at this point, so I don't know. Just know what you're getting yourself into. You might feel like it's too expensive if this isn't something that seems like you would enjoy it. If you think that you'd be like, oh, well, the enemies are too similar and repetitive and the stages all look the same, like, you know, then you're probably going to be pissed that you spent $40 on it. But if you're like, okay, well, this is the closest thing they could get to fucking, you know, Space Invaders, or not Space Invaders, you know, R-Type, Galaga, whatever. Oh, did Brian not like it? What does Brian have to say? Oh, jeez. I like this more the better I do at it, too. Sometimes I'm really on fire and I'm just, like, killing everybody. It's not nearly as hard as Enter the Gungeon. Enter the Gungeon is hard as balls. And that game's procedurally generated, so it's different every time. But it is a bullet hell. I mean, that's a bullet hell, too, so, yeah, similar.
Repairs ineffective. The system must be rebooted. Please maintain connection by remaining inside the proximity sphere.
Oh, where'd that come from? Oh, this guy. Oh, jeez, this is not looking good for me. Alright, I'm tired of all these mines or bombs or whatever the hell you're throwing at me, dude. Cool it. Okay. Got some help. Sorry, Scott. It is what it is. Stay in the circle. I mean, it's debatable if you could call this a wave shooter. I would call it arcadey, but I mean, yeah, I would say $20 is a good price for this one. $20 is like what I would suggest it. Better than Unearthing Mars 2. It's a different experience. There are no long-ass cutscenes to sit through. And it doesn't even bother with really storyline. It's just like, okay, well, the robots are doing this now. Go shoot them. No, I'm on my lunch break, so I'm just drinking coffee right now. It's like 1:30 p.m. where I am right now. Whoop. Oh, speaking of which, shit, guys, tell me when it's getting close to like 2 p.m. Eastern time. Because I gotta go back to work at that point. The benefits of working from home, though. Hey, thanks for tuning in, Board Dog. Okay, it's 1:40. Okay, sweet. So we got 20 more minutes. That's good. Gonna get you, the little wasp. Once I get your friends on the ground. You can also, I don't know if you can tell there, I'm like reflecting bullets back at guys. That's another option. Oh, come on. Okay, wasp. I'm tired of your ass up there. Like, so I can see what people are saying, and I totally agree with some of the stuff about it looks a little repetitive, and, you know, all the enemies are the same, whatever. But once you start getting in the middle of it, it gets hectic, and you, like, forget that you cared about that shit.
So we got good news and bad news. The good news is that our suits have stopped melting.
I need some
The
help.
bad news is that if we take 10 steps forward, it starts back up again.
Oh, God,
The air
61
must
life.
stop recirculating. Proceed to the quarry. Caution. Since the air did not disperse, you will continue taking damage.
Great.
Hey, Mabel, once this is all over, there's something I gotta tell you.
This sounds like a confession. Shall I enable my enthusiastic subroutine?
I do think probably on PC it's more worth the $40 price because the destructible environments look way more in depth there. And I love destructible environments. So if that's like a huge feature on PC, that would definitely add a lot of value for me. But it doesn't really do much in this one. Like, there's not often that it's useful to destroy the environment. Like, I can do it in some spots. Like, this thing right here won't blow up. Part of this will, but it's not even protecting anybody, or it's not even cover. It's just like, I don't know. The destructible environments are not what I thought. Like, most of it is not destructible. I'm just shooting stuff, and it's still there. But you can tell, like this one, oh, you can kind of shoot the edge of the rock off. So it's weirdly implemented. I feel like on the PC it looked like it's more full-on. Alright, let's get there. Wish there was a run button sometimes. Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. Out of my face. Those guys are big up close. I like shooting those out of the air. Sometimes they'll give you stuff for it. Power up. Get over here. Ooh, oof. Too many bombs. I think actually the most fun that I have is when they start introducing bombs and like other different kinds of like bouncing bullets and shit like that, so you gotta kind of change up your style, and it's not just all bullets flying at your face. Oh, where'd that guy come from? The aim tracking is good, but what I'll say is that I'm actually playing with the DualShock 4. I've gone through it a couple times, but as people join the stream, I suppose I'll explain it again. Give me 1 sec. I'm not even facing the right way. So here's how I'll explain it. Each time you fire a bullet, or each time you want to fire, you have to press the R2 button individually. So imagine in Firewall, if every bullet you shot, you had to individually pull the trigger. Your finger gets tired after a while, and it doesn't really feel like that's what the aim is built for. There's no just like holding the button down to shoot. You have to go boom, 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 which is way easier on a DualShock 4, because it takes no effort to press R2 on a DualShock 4. That's basically it. It's immersive, it tracks well, but it's just too damn hard to press the trigger over and over and over and over and over. Dude, you'll see what I mean. Yeah, I always lift with my little finger, my little index finger. Hey, Decepticon, how's it going, man? Oh. It is Decepticon. They should have got you to make some music for this game, because the music is like one of my least favorite parts of it. 145, you say? Alright, thanks for the heads up, I appreciate that. Alright, so we got 15 minutes. I hope we see a boss, because the bosses are actually pretty cool. Although, after a while, they start spamming them. Like, they'll just show you a boss you've already seen and put another boss with him, just to make it hard. But... oh, shit. Fuck, I forgot about this part. Gotta juggle back and forth. Now with both of these guys. Come on, come on. If anybody else starts shooting me, I'm gonna get pissed. Somebody else shooting me? No, okay, good. I need some life. Oh my god. Am I getting shot from somewhere else? Whoa, I'm dead. Whoa, look at that. Alright. Well, I got 3 continues. Yeah, I remember last time these guys messed me up pretty bad. Oh god. So the other thing that's pretty arcadey about it is, hey, thanks man, I appreciate it. So you've got these 3 power bars, and all those little canisters I'm collecting are powering me up. And it's just like in an old, arcade shoot-'em-up game where as you collect power-ups, your gun changes a little bit. You'll have a bigger spread, it'll be more powerful. In this case, like, I shoot 3 grenades instead of 1 if I'm on level 3. So that's how that works. So I'm going to be underpowered now that I came back to life. I have to get some of these canisters. Alright. I'll take this guy out because he is vulnerable. Come on. There we go. It is hard to regain your power when you're playing against the bosses if they don't have enemies to get canisters from. Hey Joystick, how's it going, man? You're mine, sucker. Yep, that's it. Alright. Alright, let's find a boss. I want to find a boss. Your body is what's vulnerable. It's not exactly like blasters, because blasters had your head be the ship in a bullet hell. So when you move your face, you could dodge, but your body didn't matter. This is kind of not the same. Your whole body is susceptible to being hit. That's why you got this big old shield.
Use your tether to reboot the ventilator.
And it's not really about dodging as much, although I suppose you could dodge, but it's more to me about strafing and running and first-person shooter type stuff.
Ventilators rebooting. Hold this position.
Uh-oh. So while you're using your tether thing, you can't use your shield at the same time. Which means you're kind of susceptible to incoming fire. Here we go. Now they're coming from all sides. Who do we got? Ah, these guys. This is not going to be exactly for people who are into Farpoint. I would say definitely judge this less on your like of Farpoint and more on if you like the idea of like an old school shoot 'em up arcade game. That would be what I would base it on. Because it's not much like Farpoint. Like I said, there is no AI, really. They just sort of go in patterns and they follow a set little... These guys swirl around and they do their little dance up there and then... I mean, they don't follow me. They just shoot at me. Oh
a
god,
few
thank you for
moments
this
for the air
life.
to circulate.
Oof.
Stand
Alright.
by.
It's gotta be a boss sometime. Oh, there's a boss! Finally a boss. Not my favorite boss, but it's a boss. Oh, oh.
That is a megaton. The last time our forces faced one was a squad of
I like the flying boss better. Oh shit, I gotta get far away from this guy. Hey, Rich, how's it going, man? Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, no. Get out of here, get out of here. You suckers. Yeah. It's so big. Kind of wish I could run and jump in this game. I think it'd more fun. Come on. Ah. I'm getting hurt. I think if you set your expectations properly, it can be pretty fun, especially with somebody online. It's not going to be the thing that some people expected, and it's not going to satisfy everybody for the price. So I'm still figuring out my thoughts. Like I said, I'm going to have a review up later today, hopefully this evening, after I've had some time to put together what I think about it. I can't just give it a straight-up recommendation and say, oh, it's awesome, it's incredible, everybody's going to love it. I can tell you that I started out being disappointed with it, I played it some more, and then I started liking it and realizing, you know, it is what it is, kind of, and once I figured out what I should expect out of it, then I liked it. Yeah, no, I've heard a lot of people say they really, really didn't like it.
Thanks, gang.
And honestly, out there for you guys with the, you know, you got to pay $40 for this thing. So yeah, I would say really only buy it if everything I've said here sounds like you'd still be up for it. To hop in with a friend and do like a bullet hell campaign. Super arcadey, super simple. You know, you're not going to see a lot of variation. You're just going to see increasing difficulty. So yeah. I think I have to get back to work. It's probably about 2 now. But thanks for watching, guys, and appreciate you so much every time you tune in. And I'll have a full review up later today. So catch you later, folks.